Higher. So last class we have seen this activity 6.7. So what are the ranges of hemoglobin in human and as well as animals, and also in is there any difference in hemoglobin content of male and female? Everything we have seen. Okay. Before that we have saw the working of heart, right? Do you remember that working of the heart? So how heart works, how it pumps the blood to all parts of the body, and from where it receives the blood and all, right? So we'll have a short recap of this. So from the lungs, the oxygenated blood is represented in red color. The deoxygenated blood is represented in blue color. Okay. So from the lungs, through the pulmonary vein, it enters the left atrium, right? Left atrium. Once the left atrium contracts, it pushes through the bicuspid wall, it enters the left ventricle, right? Once it contracts, it pumps the oxygenated blood to the aorta, okay, as a main artery through which the blood flows to all parts of the body. This is in the capillaries in the body organs, okay. After the cellular respiration, the deoxygenated blood, that is carbon dioxide contained blood, carried through this vein and it enters the right atrium, right? From that, through the tricuspid wall, it enters the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, again it is pumped to the lungs for oxygenation of the deoxygenated blood, okay. For oxygenation purpose, it is sent all the deoxygenated blood to the lungs, okay. So this is the working of the heart, you know that. But each and every part of the body requires oxygen, right? For cellular respiration, for the maintenance, repair and growth, everything. For energy also, it need everything to function a particular work, because each organ is designed for its own function, right? So it has to do its work, right? So all the parts of the body needs the oxygen, right? What about this heart? Do you think how it grows and it maintain its energy? So that heart also needs some oxygen for cellular respiration, for repair and maintenance of all this thing, right? For continuously it's doing this work, right? Day and night, without even a minute, it does its work, right? So for that, for the smooth functioning of the heart, it needs some energy. From where it gets the oxygen? It supplies the oxygenated blood to itself, okay. From where it gives where it supplies means you will have, see, this meeting place of this left ventricle and the aorta, right? Here you will be having two arteries. That artery is called coronary artery. The circulation of blood in the heart muscle is nothing but your coronary circulation. From the coronary artery, it supplies blood to all to the muscles of the heart muscle, okay. Once it supplies the oxygenated blood to all muscles of this heart, then you will get obviously you will get the deoxygenated blood. So it is collected by the coronary veins and it will enter the right atrium, okay. All the veins combine to form a sinus big vessel, okay, that is called coronary sinus. So from that cup-like structure, it will enter the right atrium. Then as usual, then it moves to the right ventricle. Then it is again pumped to the lungs for oxygenation purpose, okay. So that is very important, that heart also needs oxygen, right? Okay. So for the proper functioning of the heart, it requires what? It requires oxygen, okay. That blood circulation in a heart is known as coronary circulation. It is a circulation of blood in the blood vessels that supplies the heart muscle, Okay, which supply the oxygenated blood to the heart muscles, that coronary arteries. Okay, two major coronary arteries branches off from where from the aorta near the point where the aorta and the left ventricle meets. Okay, these arteries and their branch supply all parts of the heart muscle with the blood. Okay, so it supplies the oxygen rich blood with nutrients to the heart muscle. Okay, next, the once it is cellular respiration is over in that heart muscle, so you will get a deoxygenated blood, right? Deoxygenated blood. So the coronary veins are responsible for draining the deoxygenated blood from the heart muscle into the right atrium. Okay, all the veins will combine to form a coronary sinus. Okay, so it is end in the right atrium. From right atrium, as usual, it will enters the right ventricle and pump to the lungs for the oxygenation purpose. Okay, next. Next, separation in hearts. Why there is a separation in heart is present? That is a four chamber. Why it is chambered like that? Why it is not a single part? It is divided into compartments, right? Why it has been done? So the separation is very important because it prevents a mixing of oxygen and oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Okay, so only one hole is there, means the oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood will mix together. Okay, the cell will not get the proper oxygen, sufficient oxygen. Okay, so it has to be prevented. The mixing of this oxygenated and deoxygenated blood has to be prevented. That's why there is a separation in hearts. Okay, so what is the main use of that separation? It also allows a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body. Main thing is for oxygen supply. Okay, next. So why it is why it should not be mixed means we need sufficient supply of oxygen, right? So why this oxygen is required, why cellular respiration is required means for the warm blooded animals like birds and human mammals. This is very essential in warm blooded animals. Warm blooded animals, this is in a case, this is birds and mammals. Okay, that they have high energy needs to maintain their body temperature. You know, our body has some temperature, right? That is normal body temperature is 37 degrees Celsius, right? That is the body temperature of these animals is usually same whether it is hot or cold. Okay, whether the temperature is the environmental condition is cold or hot, our body will maintain its own temperature. Always it is plus or minus 1 degree Celsius, right? 37 degrees Celsius, like that it will be. The normal range is 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, that is called warm blooded animals. So it needs to maintain its body temperature. Okay, while during the cellular respiration, along with the energy, it produces heat energy also. Okay, that heat energy helps in maintaining the temperature, body temperature. Okay, so it's for that production of the energy and the heat, we need the oxygen, right? Sufficient oxygen must be there. Okay, but in case of some of the animals, but the body temperature of the cold blooded animals like reptiles, amphibians, like that, no, but it varies according to the environmental temperature. So it will change the body temperature according to the surrounding environment. Okay, so these animals does not require that much oxygen supply. Okay, it can tolerate something. So these animals can tolerate some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Hence it has 3-chambered heart. So it can tolerate some mixing, means there is no need for the four separate chambers. Okay, so in that case they have only 3-chambered heart. Okay, because it can adapt to the surrounding environment. Okay, it will not maintain the same temperature like human beings and all. Okay, but in case of fish, it's entirely different. It has only two chambers to the heart. Okay, the blood is pumped in where the from where which one is the oxygen supply, sorry, from where it get the oxygen means through the gills only, right? The water, dissolved oxygen present in the water will enter the mouth, and once the mouth closed, it will push the water, oxygenated water, through the gills, right? It comes out. While coming out, it absorbs all the oxygen present in the water, right? Through the gill capillary. So many capillaries are there. From there, it will absorb, right? So the blood is pumped to the gills, is oxygenated there. Then it will passes directly to the rest of the body. Okay, clear on this? So I will show the schematic diagram of all these chambered hearts, 4 chambered hearts. See, for your easy understanding, I colored this. Red color means it is oxygenated blood, blue color means it is deoxygenated blood. 4 chambered means for birds and mammals, right? From lungs will get the oxygenated blood. It will enter the what? Left atrium, and it enters the left ventricle. Then to all the parts of the body, through the artery, it enters the body, and after the cellular respiration, deoxygenated blood again enter the heart, right? Again enter the heart through the right atrium, and then flow into the right ventricle. Then it again through the vein, it enter the lungs for oxygenation purpose. So it enters the heart for one cycle. For one cycle, it enters the heart 2 times. So this is called double circulation. Actually, it is a closed circulation system. Okay, it is not open-ended, open system. This is a closed double circulation. Okay, in case of 3 chambered means, for your easy understanding, I have drawn a triangle like this. Okay, 3 chambered heart. From the lungs, it will get the oxygenated blood, and it atrium, in the left atrium, and it enters the ventricle. Only one ventricle is present. Okay, only one ventricle, but here it is right atrium, and this is left atrium. Okay, it enters the left atrium and it enters the ventricle. From the ventricle, it flows into all parts of the body, and after cellular respiration, the deoxygenated blood again enters the enters the heart, enters the heart into the right atrium. Then it flow into the ventricle again. Then it sent to the lungs for oxygenation purpose. So during this one cycle, it enters once and then twice. Okay, so this is also a double circulation. 3 chambered heart is also a double circulation. Next, in case of fish, it is 2 chambered, right? 2 chambered. From the gills, you will get a oxygenated blood. Directly it passes to all parts of the body, and then you will get the deoxygenated blood. It enters the heart. Okay, this is the first time it is entering the heart. This is atrium, and this is your ventricle. This is your atrium, this is your ventricle. It enters the atrium and move to the ventricle. Then it push to the gills for oxygenation purpose. Only once it enters the heart. Okay, so this is your single circulation. Okay, this is called single circulation. Single circulation is happening in fish. It has only 2 chambered, and double circulation in both 4 chambered and 3 chambered heart. 3 chambered heart present in amphibians and reptiles. And here the main thing is mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated is taking place. Okay, there is no pure oxygenated or deoxygenated blood is there. Both are mixed, somewhat mixed together here. Okay, because only one ventricle is there. Okay, the same ventricle is pump all the oxygenated blood to the organs, and it is again pump the deoxygenated blood to the lungs for oxygenation purpose. Okay, both the 4-chambered heart and 3-chambered heart have double circulation, because the blood in each cycle the blood will enter the heart twice. Okay, thank you.